Lati. Hi Dion, nice to see you. Hello Australia, hello Puerto Rico, hello Michigan, hi Sally. Are you guys getting your coffee? Libra with Scorpio. We'll be talking about this Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio, and Jupiter retrograde. That's going to be fun. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Puerto Rico in the house. Massachusetts. Oh my gosh. Had your coffee? Look at you. I'm having the most wonderful coffee probably in my life. A friend of mine went to Costa Rica and she brought a whole bunch of stuff and it's like really so good. Gemini, okay. Scorpio in the house. Look at this. Buffering bad on my end. Cat, yeah, this is kind of showing here. It's actually showing as pretty bad over here. Let me see what I'm connected to, 5 or to 2. I'm connected to 5, so it should be good. Let me try to refresh it on my end just for a second. Maybe it's going to improve. Yeah, it just shows buffering. Let's increase the health of the stream. Like, it's still on red. It's still on red. So while it is on red, let me talk. You probably can hear me talk, right? Okay, let me just get this microphone a little bit better here. There we go. So tomorrow, Sunday, it's going to be this dramatic full moon in Scorpio while Jupiter is in retrograde. So you know I'm not great with horoscopes, so don't jump on me, right, because of this, right? So well, each sign is kind of like affected differently. There are things we should all know about kind of like both, right? So Scorpio, as we know, hello Scorpios in the house, is kind of like very intense and investigative, like, I mean, water sign. For them, as you know from the card, it is all about rebirth. And when kind of like they maybe act emotionally when, you know, life kind of like kicks them down, they kind of like always get back on their feet, and that's why, you know, they are also represented with Phoenix, and we can see that in many cards. And that's why Scorpio makes fabulous detectives and journalists, right? And you cannot be as a Scorpio. But also Halloween is during the Scorpio transition. So on Sunday, we are going to get this full moon in Scorpio that's going to be exposing some truths. So whichever thing you are, things will be coming to the surface. If you guys haven't been good, things are going to come up. Change kind of like is going to be necessary. It's going to be scary, and we'll be hearing about a whole bunch of secrets getting exposed. And, you know, assume that you're going to learn that partner is cheating on you, but don't freak out and don't kind of like give into that fear. Rather use this kind of like full moon energy to celebrate a new style emerging, right? So we have to let go of old habits. You know, whether that habit is a really bad relationship or fear onto, you know, like, I mean, stopping us of going in a healthy relationship that's preventing us from enjoying it. The universe actually do want us to be happy in the situation. So Scorpio is also about sex, and, you know, so I would say Sunday for some of you, not for me unfortunately, is going to be time for basically hot sex, you know, and you're going to most likely feel kind of like very empowered to let go of inhibition. So it's going to be also taking next level in that kind of like respect. So you can also use this full moon energy to reunite with friends and kind of like get together. Usually liquid stuff are really kind of like well favored because of the water kind of like signs. So grab a glass of wine, but don't overdo it, right? It's also another thing, graveyards, if that's not your thing, you know, go and just enjoy the spooky energy, because trust me, this is going to feel like adult Halloween. So what about this Jupiter retrograde? Well, retrograde, like reverse cards, mind you, with exceptions, it doesn't literally change directions, but appears to be based on a position on kind of like planets that are around. So retrogrades cause basically the areas that are ruled by the planet in question to kind of like flip upside down and kind of like go all kind of like wonky, which is kind of like why Mercury retrograde causes kind of like delays in communications, because Mercury rules communications. So Jupiter is beginning its 4-month retrograde, and no, it started I think early in March, I think March 8th or something like that. Don't quote me. And it's going to stay there until July the 10th. So at this point, don't stress over. You know, like we have already kind of like been feeling the effects, because this is kind of like ruled by law, philosophy, progress, and wisdom. You do know that Sagittarians are basically ruled by Jupiter, so hence everything that Sagittarius rules is kind of like ruling this way. And we have seen this proliferation of the news on basically politics, and everything is like coming out like almost like somebody opened the floodgates, and it's just like, I mean, major kind of like vomit coming out. So it's a philosopher planet if you really want. So retrograde is coupled with a full moon in Scorpio. It's going to give us a little bit more introspective, and this is why I kind of like grabbed a card and I got this like power card over here, which is kind of like interesting, because I guess it's going to be that like huge sense of something is going on. So expect breakthroughs. Like this kind of also reminds me of the Tower, and this is really that kind of energy. So be ready to shed your skin, let go of all habits, you know, and this is going to be a very psychic time. So even for those of you who think, well, I have nothing, you know, have no powers of that kind, trust me, it's going to be much different. So let's start. Okay, let me see, how is everybody here? How many people do I have? I'm seeing live improved, so I hope you didn't leave with my little kind of like Scorpio speech, because that's going to be funny. So I have this new deck, as you have seen. It's a fresh, so not used. I just used to see how we will get along, and we will get along quite fine. So cat like I was distracted by sex. Okay, well, good for you. You're already starting on your weekend, huh? Tell us about it. So my Birdman had curled up on my laptop. Yes, Safi was here earlier. I recorded you just minutes before I started. Like we saw a moth or something, and it was a big excitement. Whenever I mention B-U-G like word, it's like, oh my god, B-U-G, B-U-G, B-U-G. And like, so I'm going to post that video probably in the next series. So let's go with the elements, or should I go sign by sign this time? I'm wondering. No, I'm going to do the usual. Can you see sex in the cards for you? I can see sex in the cards for people. Yes, I can. I wish to meet your twin flame. Invisible. Hi, Mitsala. Air. There we go. I have somebody. See, air is... You see, air always thinks. Whenever I ask which sign are we doing, air is like always on the forefront. The fastest, I've told you. So air it is, Crystal. You made it. Air. Air. Air 428. By the way, if you like these cards, I did put the link down there in Katara recommendations. Oh, Knight of Swords. This is like so air. Air. Well, I know that Scorpio is there, but like, I mean, this is kind of like, I'm lying you guys. The live is like not me telling you everything you wanna do and how you want to do it. I'm allowing you actually your input. I see the freezing, and that kind of like worries me a little bit because I see the red on my end. But I will continue. Hopefully at least you can hear me. And I don't know why is this output low. Would you like me, guys, to restart this live? Maybe it would improve. What do you think, guys? I don't think it's going to make a big difference, but it is on red right now. So before I start, you know what? Good morning. Guys, I'm going to restart just with hopes that we are going to improve the connection. So just stay tuned and just like click in, okay? Wow, I have green right now. So we'll see how long that's going to last. All right. So guys, general energy, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is like, check this dude out. Like he is like handling, he's like cool, he's like on a bike. He's like the ultimate bad guy, right? Who am I doing? I cannot tell this publicly, cat lady. I'm really, really sorry. Yes, if you're talking about the elements, yes, I'm doing the air. So... So, but thank you for asking. So, Knight of Swords is sort of like that energy, and this is literally about spit it out. I know you cheated on me. I know it's going to be like that. We really have to watch for the crazes. I already started with my share of crazes due to this full moon. And it's going to be lots of kind of like also barking at the moon, and we know that sometimes we might not be completely right. Yeah, I'm so glad that this connection improved, and as soon as I said it, it started to buffer. So what else is coming up for air? General messages. And 2 of Wands, and this one wants to come out. Ooh, the Lovers reversed. Tanking. 2 of Wands is like talking about indecision. Should I kind of like sweep first, or should I mop the floor? Sometimes decisions to the others seem to be self-explanatory, but you know, sometimes we just get stuck. It depends on how many other things we have on a plate, and it can kind of like feel weird. But this is definitely suggesting action. Some action will take place. It's just going to take a little bit of kind of forethought to do it. Then we have the Chariot. Yes. Whoa, cars. I see cars everywhere. Chariot is talking about risk and choices. And so maybe this is what it is. Maybe we have this ultimate bad boy in our life, and I'm wondering what to do it, because the Lover's card is reversed. So but let's get there. It was the very last card. The Emperor, the Sun. Whoa, holy smoke, the World. Jeez, oh my god. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got so air, and air is the bringer of the truth, if you wish. Yeah, I know, like I'm getting a really weird feeling. This is also air. This is also air. I'm having a very strong Gemini energy over here. And also the High Priestess. This is talking about the secrets, right? So what can go wrong? Secrets and knives. And then Chariot, and then this tanking. Oh my god, air signs. But ultimately it's going to work for the best, because it looks like the air signs will forge forward with such speed. So I guess the question is like to be in control. There is like something new happening, so big. Like we are getting the Magician right after the World, which is like, and then the High Priestess right next to the Magician. It couldn't be better. This is like kind of merging the ability to push forward while actually also being observant. But I don't think the air signs will be into any kind of committing. This guy's a single guy. This guy is a single guy. This guy just like business only. And looks like the air signs are right now like really recomposing their own life, right? And oh my gosh, we are creating something else. This is huge. This is like waking up. You wake up, it's like your 35th birthday, and everything is looking like the same. And say, you know what? That's it. I'm throwing my entire closet out, and I'm starting fresh, because everything is lingering. This energy is lingering. This is really big. This is huge, as some people say. So let's kind of go the 3 signs, and let's, I want to see the lovers. I want to see the lovers. Let me see your comments. I'm Gemini. I'm gonna learn Tarot Oracle. Any good card decks? You know what? Good. Go below in the description. You will see tarot.ca/recommendations, and I'm putting it over there, all the decks that I use, which I like, right? Your IP address is ending in 111. Lovely. So, and it says 38 watching now, which is 3 and 8 is 11. And I'm seeing 11 messages per minute. Okay, these few want to, and this one wants to come out for the lovers. So what's coming out here? Wow. House, hope, letter, secret, enemy. Talking about full moon in Scorpio, all the secrets enemies are going to be on notice. And if somebody's coming to our house, to our home, trying to get something, we will really guard that. Look at this. Can this be better? Kind of like guarding ourselves around this, like, because enemy is also, I do have to warn you a little bit about stalking behavior. So be very careful of stalking someone, because it can be misinterpreted, and vice versa. Be watchful for somebody stalking you, because look at him lurking behind the tree over here, and somebody waiting with his knives. Boy, I'm seeing knives today, but this is hopeful. It's kind of like feeling at peace. Well, this is kind of good. This is like, you know, when you protect your own family, your own territory, and you're comfortable with this, because this is kind of definitely Aquarian card. I'm seeing lots of air. Remember how I just did my tarot readings? And by the way, everything is description. You don't have to keep searching my channel. I listed all the LENORMAND for May, and you see, like, I did get organized. And I listed all the tarot readings for May. So, or was it for April? Let me see which one was it, because I know that I'm going to have a little bit. I was going in advance LENORMAND. That's right. I put LENORMAND and I put tarot. So there you go. So, especially air signs, be very careful about the choices that you're making, because even if you're thinking that you're making a good choice, it can turn out to be a weird choice, because I have both 2 wands and the lovers that would indicate choices, and it shows that we really would be thinking that we are doing really good choices. And the lesson for this week for air sign is to really see this different energy. Like, you see the power can be used for good and also for bad. So, you know, power empowers, but absolute power kind of like can create problems. Also, they say power corrupts, and the absolute power corrupts absolutely. So this is going to be very interesting. I see Gemini strongly coming out, and we know which president is Gemini, right? So let's see. Uranus card. Do you know what Uranus card is actually full? Is Uranus. I was just reading an article on Uranus. It was like very disappointing, because my sign is ruled by Uranus. And it said that finally they figure out a little kind of like info about Uranus, that Uranus actually smells like farts. How is that? Lovely, huh? Do you personally see the good in people, have struggled to see the bad? I see both. because when you get a channel on YouTube, you get to learn quite a bit. So which one is the first? Gemini. Gemini. Oh, there's 2 cards coming out. Whoa. Gemini, you're stuck with someone. King of Wands and the Hangman. King of Wands, look at him. He is the master of all inventions, like sitting and feeling so happy about himself, like all action and now taking a rest. But this is not going anywhere because Gemini, for you, the lesson, and you are really coming across so strongly. You might be dealing with someone, or you might be kind of like really jumping into the action, and then actually it would make sense. You would kind of like really be go, 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 and then something might happen because there is like this switch happening, which is going to kind of render you, okay, I am moving to the next level, because the Hangman is the end of one phase, just like the World. And it is kind of like that understanding of how other people see things, even though I think with this guy looking at his underwear, be very, very, very careful about the stalking energy. And honestly, generally this card doesn't mean this, but I do have to say, because of the other parts of the reading that are connecting to you, be very careful. I would not say of sexual predator, but I guess that kind of like would be borderline. Oh my gosh. Be very careful of sexual stalking or anything, trying to do something to you, date rape, stuff like that. But this also might mean that you'll be facing a situation where you're seeing something like that, or having a conversation about that, or about someone, and you're the one saying, okay, you know what, why don't we look and approach this from this kind of like angle. So interesting, Gemini. So actually, let me just see this Hangman for Gemini. Why is this Hangman really there? Huh, look at this. The King of Wands, wife and malady. So I don't know. You might be reaching sort of like status quo with someone where, look, you're making me sick of either like you are too much for me, or somebody is not doing what they are saying they are doing, and it's like, you know, all talk, no action kind of a thing. And like literally, Gemini, when you get sick of someone, because this can talk about not literal sickness, but it can mean that it can talk about emotional sickness. When you get fed up with someone, you are so done. You are just done. Okay. So let me just see. Amy, people that stalk you in order to exploit you need mental help. People that stalk you, period. Period. Never mind, like for any reason. There is like no reason for stalking, right? So who is next? We have Libras. Cat Lady is a Libra. Let's see. Cat Lady sending energy. Any other Libras over here? Come on, Libras. Start sending the energy. Libra. Oh, there we go. 7 of Pentacles. Ooh. Libra. Oh la la. And 4 of Cups. Sheesh. You're going to be a little confused, I would say. So yeah, anybody who's affected with a Libra Sun, Libra Ascendant, like me, and Libra Moon, or who's checking the partner, check their Mars. So the Moon is really, really going to affect you, because this Moon in Scorpio, and I'm going to do audio on this next after the live, and how is this going to go and affect each sign. Literally, guys, remember this one. It's going to feel like Halloween. And this Moon is going to really affect Libra severely. It is something that you feel that you're ready to go. Like there is like some kind of contemplation that I see on Libra's part. But something is going to really disgust you. Maybe because this is all about secrets. This is all about enemies. Like, look at this. Blah. Like, I mean, why are you giving this like iced tea with like full of sugar, right? But the truth is like that maybe you don't know all the facts over here. because the moon card always talks about do not jump to conclusions, right? Be careful. So Libra, be careful, right? Be careful. Open the window and follow the moon. Just make sure you're not caught, right? Let's see, Aquarius. Boy, this is going to be interesting. Any other Aquarian in the house? There we go, Olga. Hi, Olga. Any other Aquarian? Aquarius for this period. Aquarius. 9 of Wands. Okay, that's interesting. Aquarius. 7 of Cups. Oh, come on. I just want one more and go like a whole bunch. Page of Wands. Judgment and the Hierophant. So Aquarius has sort of similar energy to Gemini. 9 of Wands always talks about going in a certain direction. So this is the end of the cycle. Very much like also like really air signs, almost like every air sign should see all categories because they're really, really similar on all levels. Because here we have, and I don't know if you can actually see this because I have to zoom it out. 7 of Cups is like that energy of really confusion. Like I'm reaching certain level, but I really don't know in which direction to go. Or maybe there are so many options. Which one do I get? And sometimes it can be overwhelming. But oh my gosh, there is like this fire showing up. We will be on fire. And right, we have seen it. Air and fire energy, we know what can kind of happen with this. Judgment card with the Hierophant reversed. So also, like each sign is getting these majors, right? So Judgment, look at this. Isn't this lovely card? We're kind of like seeing ourselves as a piece of meat. And I know for myself, I can get to lose some weight. And the Hierophant is like something unconventional, something going almost like against the grain. Maybe kind of like deciding to give up on something and going a completely unconventional direction and kind of like leaving things that were tried and true in the past, because there is like the end of one phase and we are definitely exploring something else. This is good. I love to see Hierophant reversed because I really don't like this card. So let me just check this moon for Libra. Melancholy reversed. Yeah, that's the moon. Literally brings the emotions. So guys, you know, it can bring the PMS out. It can bring a whole bunch of stuff where, you know, you bawl your eyes out thinking it's the end of the world. And that's all that is coming out for you. Oh, it is this one. Yeah, it's saying, look, just be wise. The whole idea is here to understand, or maybe ask for advice. Go to a family friend, go to a family member, trusted friend. That kind of like will help. So, and let me see for Aquarius, this Judgment and Hierophant. Why is this there? Oh boy, that's kind of interesting. We have haughtiness and we have room. So there is like this vanity, like I can see vanity in both of it, or kind of like a call for action. It's interesting, like the room is really talking about intimacy and people we want to keep close, but this picture, this picture is empty, showing an empty room. So maybe there is a time to realize that we have to surpass our own limitations or our perceptions. Judgment card upright is good, so we are not rendering bad judgments, but this is showing the pride and something that maybe has to be kept in check, and maybe this is something that could be an obstacle in the situation. All right, so what do you guys think? Any quick questions before I move on? Let's see. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Guys, especially air signs, really have to be on watch. Really. I mean, this lighting was also air and fire, and that's what I've seen throughout this reading, really strongly coming out. So who is the stalker? I don't know who is yours. I know who is mine. But it's kind of like weird it came out. Okay, so I think Cat Lady kind of had her say, who is next, guys? Who's next? Who is next? I am my way of mixing them so they don't come together anymore. Okay, I'm getting everything. Fire, water, fire, water, fire, water. Fire, earth, fire, water. Gee, thanks. Okay, which one should I do next? How is this? We are good. We are doing earth. All right. Earth. Earth. What? As the cards. So why is earth important here for this period? What is earth telling me? What is earth telling? Oh my God. Okay, I think we have what we need to have. 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 6 of Cups, Temperance, Ace of Cups, 3 of Cups, and then Page of Pentacles. Earth is going to, well, mind you, we are going through the sign of Taurus with like little kind of like issues with, you know, Jupiter and full moon in Scorpio. But Earth, this is really good news. Really, really good news. So who is Earth? Earth are raising, like your sun sign in the Earth, if you have your ascendant and rising sign. And in the description I did put the link to go and check your natal chart. If you don't know the time, this is still okay. You just usually click I don't know the time, or click noon as a guide. And also check your Venus. I usually check my moon sign for sure, especially now moon is really, really important. So, and also check where is your Jupiter, so that way you kind of get more information. And these are all aspects that will be affecting you. So Earth will want to do something. You're really going to dedicate this time to kind of like building and rebuilding and doing little repairs at home and fixing things around you. This is also the card of starting a new course. So welcome to my school. Come and register. It's like really, really good for you. And I'm like, why is it my course is like, I have 50% of Scorpios in my course. So it's going to be really, really interesting. I will really have to watch it. Maybe I should just pause it for a week. 3 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands. Like 10 of Wands is like definitely confusion. 10 of Wands is like, oh my gosh, I just created a mess. So you will start something that probably is really good, but it's going to end up into some kind of like messy situation. And don't fret. It's actually good. Probably whenever we get into a messy situation, there is like a sign, hey, you know what? Slow it down. And even though you don't think that, you guys are sort of, you know, slow and steady wins the race. And so you're going to go right back to your base, and I mean actually even more than that, because you're getting the 6 of Cups. This could be about children, for those of you who have children. This would be also about reminiscing about the past. This could be about just kind of like thinking, hey, you know, back then this is like what I did, and kind of like it's almost like repositioning yourself. You're going like both to fire and to water. But look, you're not having air, so lucky you, because we saw what air will be going through. Air will be crashing the doors down, and you guys looks like you will be like, you know, like when in a war you have all these people in a nursery, like not nursery, what do you call it, in the sort of like this made up hospitals that kind of like come and accept you, and soft place to fall. That's what you will be, guys, this period of time. You will be everything to everybody, balancing people out, say it's okay, it's fine, don't worry, just, you know, it will be all about friendships. It will be all about new starts. You guys are really on a trajectory for finding somebody really, really good. You also have a switch to the new phase. You're going to do it super slow, as I said, but it is, check this out, it is the right time, the right place, the right person. The right time, the right place, the right person to meet. This person is going to be a friend, a really good friend. I love this because 3 of Cups, it's coming from 2 of Cups, and it's showing 2 of Cups forming a baby. So 2 people, 2 different energies creating something better. So in this is like not just friendship, but oh my gosh, you guys, if you already are in friendships, in special friendships, you might get pregnant. That's what this tells me. You will maybe think about getting domesticated, but sort of like that's not going to be on the forefront. There is like still confusion, but I would say just like really minimal. The major card here is Temperance. So I really want to see Temperance. I don't want another kid, please, no. I just cannot have kids. I mean, I can, but it's just like for me, each time that I kind of had this idea, something happened. Like either I was sitting in, like, I mean, next to the kids, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot take this. Or somebody dragged me to McDonald's, and I was like right next to the kitty corner, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just cannot take this. It's just like I belong to the world. Joyfulness. This is again the joyfulness. Oh my gosh, guys, I want to be earth sign and thinking through it. You have like joyfulness, scholar, sorrow, and servant. But I don't think this is your sorrow. I really don't think so. I think you're going to be really thoughtful toward people. As I said, you're going to be basically nourishing others. And at the same time, you might actually find love. You might find love. If nothing else, it's going to be a new way of how you interact with the others. And it could be somebody from the past coming through. Because remember, we are still in the Mercury retrograde shadow. And if something broke off, I mean, this can actually really mean it's kind of coming back. But to really be sure, get the private reading with me. It's also in a description, cattarot.ca. Oh my gosh, this is really, really, really good. So let's go in the details. The Taurus, happy birthday to you, Taurus. Hi, True Aqua Sun. So Taurus, and the Taurus came out. Oh my gosh, Taurus. 7 of Wands. Check this out. Somebody's a little bit anal, I think. 7 of Wands is talking about, okay, you didn't take that spot. You didn't take that spot. I think you're going to make your birthday perfect. Look at all these toothbrushes on the toilet, right? So it's going to be really, you're going to be paying attention to your looks. You're going to be paying attention to how you interact with the others. You will be a little stubborn, I will tell you. You will be kind of probably, yeah, you know what? You're going to be doing maybe a little bit of spring cleaning. I was looking, is this a checkerboard in the background? Because I'm still not that familiar with the cards. Whenever I see checkerboard, for me, this is like, good and bad decisions. So people might be coming toward you, but you're going to be a little bit closed. Constipation comes to mind as well. Kidding. Happy birthday. 7 Wands around the toilet, huh? Is that something new? But look at this. It's turning. Some big changes are coming. Big changes. Oh my gosh. This is a karma card. So you guys are going through a transition. And this is lovely. Usually when we go through transition, it's always hell. We go to transition and we are crying, we are screaming, people are coming at us, you know, like it's always kind of like boxing against the life. But you guys are going through transition, yeah, a little bit like on the anal side, but you will be happy. So anybody with Taurus in is going to be absolutely blessed this week. Really good for you. Okay, so let me just see who is next. We are having Virgo. Virgo, what is in for Virgo? Virgo for this week. What is for Virgo? Oh my gosh. Like there is another ace. over here, and this is Ace of Wands. So see how I was seeing this go, 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 go. Now you have like this kind of like different thing, and we also have another 7. Oh, we didn't have a 7 here. No, we did have a 7 of Wands. So it looks like I'm already seeing the theme over here for earth signs. 7s are sort of like introspective approaches to something, because look, she is about to go and water her garden and kind of like really observing how her tree is blooming. So it's kind of like, am I doing this right, and how do I improve it? Do I kind of like need to add something to the mix? And you're going to kind of like figure out what's missing. You will be going in the next stage, new decisions. And if you are waiting for an ex, actively, okay, there's a difference. When I say on my X series, you know, X is coming back, and then people freak out because they don't realize these are my series. Like, I don't want my ex coming back. If you don't want it, you have made this decision. You're always more powerful, like, because that's what I say, you have a destiny in your own hands. But if you do, for those of you who are open energetically to those energies, this is coming through. And guess what? If somebody comes through like an ex and you don't want it, like, you know, there is that little word that's called no. You can just like say it. So something new happening. And again, we see this kind of like little, honestly, I don't know. Is this me this morning? Like Virgos are going to set me straight, or I'm seeing like kind of like lots of anal energy. Kind of like I am paying attention to every detail. It also, you know, Ace of Wands can talk about second chances, and here we see something dusting off, like going back over something. Taxes, anyone? Canadians are due for, I think, Monday is the last day. So hello cat, do yours. So what about wants are about action? Well, wants are about fire, and which could be good or bad. Let me have a sip of my coffee. There you go. You see, you don't hear me sipping as badly. So this is going to be really interesting. Virgo is going to be on go. Here is the same thing, right? We have a 10, which is kind of like 1. Here we have 1. It's shift. Here we have the major shift to 1. Your Earth. You're really blessed. And which one is the last one? Capricorn. Capricorn was like smooth sailing for a while. Let's give them a little bit of homework, right? Okay, so what is in for Capricorn? 6 of Wands. Not much homework. They'll feel, oh my gosh. Of course, looks like they're like, I'm going to compete with you. I'm going to compete with you. I'm better. I'm already clean. I'm cleaning them first. Like Capricorn is going to be like so, I have to be forefront. Capricorn. Any other card for Capricorn? Capricorn, this one wants to come out. 4, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is like fire. Look at this. Everybody's admiring. Everything is like set up. I'm moving to the next stage. I'm kind of like going level up. So Capricorn, I don't know, Capricorn. Are you karmic? And by the way, this full moon is going to affect the most the fixed signs and Capricorn. So Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, and Capricorn. So we see here, but you guys looks like are going to be affected in extremely positive ways, which of course then Aquarius and Scorpio have to get the bottom of this, right? So usually karma always balances. So you're good to go. I have nothing to confirm over here. Like Earth, I hate you. So who is next? Who is next? Who is next? I know, Capricorns, like this is like really not fair. Like this is supposed to be equal distribution, at least, like, I mean, this is what you think in terms of equality. I don't know, like, I don't understand people, like, I mean, attacking, you know, me and others. Like when you say you're feminist, feminism just only means like you want to be equal with men, nothing more, nothing less. So it's kind of probably a good thing. Capricorn is literally hitting the spot. So cards, which element should I do next? Now I'm getting to Queen of Swords and the Strength. So he's giving me the both signs that I didn't do it. So now can you guys see? No, I actually did air, pardon me. So it's going to be fire, the Strength, So pads. I love the card. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Fire. 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 You know, I would love that actually they improve. You know, like, this is so amazing. When I came to Canada, it was like so ridiculously expensive. I was like still a student, high school student. And to call my parents, it was like $5 a minute. And like, and what you have spare $100 a month, right? So it was like just like 2 minutes, how you're doing, etc., right? Something like it is today, that we have a video with people from all over the world, like, it's amazing. So I would love to see soon that we actually have interaction, that not necessarily faces, because trust me, my hair is all over the place. I just walk up. Maybe like you have an option with that. Like, it would be nice to kind of like say, raise your hand, like, let's ask something, and then you can really talk, right? So that's my Aquarian fantasy. Let's kind of like have a chit chat, but this is like doing something. So fire, fire, fire. How do you like these cards? What do you think about these cards? Fire. Oh, we have 10 of Wands. I think this wants to come out as well. 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. Ooh, 9 of Swords. The Devil. Okay, fire. Fire is going to be sort of like in between the worlds. So definitely 2 10s and 2 9s. Fire, you are closing something and putting all the dots on the I's and crossing all your T's. You did buy a present for somebody, now wrapping it up and putting the bow on it. It is over. You discussed with something. Look, this is the card of codependency, right? This is a card where, you know, it is the indulgence. It is like something that we couldn't control. We couldn't kind of like handle our own urges. Something was really getting too hard. And look at this. You guys are so happy being on your own. It's kind of like almost like you will be a little frantic too, because I see this like 10 of Wands and 9 of Swords energy, which is a really high energy. This is like, oh my gosh, everything is coming at me. Everybody's coming at once. You might have requirements at work. You might have requirements at home. You might have friends wanting you. And it's going to be like, I'm so tired. I just like, everybody leave me alone. The truth is, like, you need to ground yourself. We all have to learn that we have to ground ourselves. Did you see earth signs just like sailed through, right through? It was just like spectacular. Probably best reading ever for all earth signs. So guys, if you are just cluing into the fire sign, go and check the earth signs. All of people should check earth signs. So please, if anybody tags the time, just say everybody should check earth signs this time around. So this is a lovely card. This is a card saying, you know what, you're like so cool on your own. You're realizing that you are like at peace. You're enjoying the bounty. Look at her, like she has this like clean dishes, and there's a lot that you can celebrate in this period of time. But then you're going to worry. And you see, this is like the wheel of fortune that you have, going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But you're going to end up on top. You will end up on top. So that's what I said. You kind of like have a mixed energy, but not 50-50 mix. It is like 80% good and about 20% not so good. Well, maybe. Well, actually, it could kind of like be seen as 50-50 for some, because after all, we have 3 cards that are sort of like telling us to kind of like calm down, kind of like take a deep breath. The Devil is always talking about addictions. It can be really physical addiction. I just personally don't find this cake appealing, but I think the card is spectacular. Yes, nobody puts baby in the corner. It kind of like just came to me during the reading. It has to be this way. It's kind of like, nobody's rejecting my cake right now. Just give me my cake. Because, you know, I don't know why Leo came to me, like just the word flashed in front of my eyes. But it's going to be a lot of upsets. This is like my wash machine brain. A lots of things. Look at this chick, like, I mean, Norma Bates kind of a thing. So it's going to have a prickly prickly kind of thing. So it looks like when you get worked up, because look at this, like we have air, we have earth, we have water, so everything around you. So you'll be actually challenged on all quite a few different levels. And this is again this card that, like in this deck, it talks to me about rejection, and talks about disgust, talks about, yeah, you know what, this is not what I want. And I think this is kind of like really clearly coming, this is not what I want. Something got too hard, and you are reassessing outside and inside what you need to do, and things are actually moving forward. You're getting to the point where certain things are moving forward. So I think it's really good. I just want to check the devil card over here. The devil for fire. You know, woman, you need a therapy, a consultation, talking out with a friend. If you, for example, are having problems with an alcohol, join a group. Definitely telling you that comfort of somebody else is really needed. Anything else? I don't need 25 cards. House, faithfulness, and joyfulness. Yeah, you know what? It could be friends, really, people who are around you. This is how you probably combat this devil card, with people on the outside of your house and people on the inside of the house. House meaning, what is your world? Who is faithful to you? Who you want to be faithful to? You literally kind of like have to reestablish your own world. And this is what happens with the devil. You know, when people are dealing, like, let's say they're smokers, like, I mean, if you want to quit, you have to step away from the problem and stay away from these people. Same as with alcohol, and this is usually hard for the people, but it's exactly what's going to happen. You surround yourself with people who are like good input for you. So Lati, my devil is Aries, the Capricorn in his chart, and has very toxic. Aries can be very toxic. Oh my gosh. I can talk about my brother. He's going to kill me because we had issues this week, not him and me, with somebody else, but he's Aries. And he was younger. None of this applies anymore, but like, just hear me out. When he was younger, he was obnoxious. And I was like a little bit older and kind of like always pushing the limits, because I'm Aquarius and it's usually a good mix. But oh my gosh, he was like rude and abrupt and know-it-all, you know, and it was just like really blah. Then he met this girl and he realized that there are consequences, and it took a while, but oh my gosh, I have to say that he developed into possibly the best man that there is. Because you know what, people don't tell the truth. You always see just the facade from the other people. You really know everything when you have somebody who's close, because he's not just a brother. So he's like a very devoted husband, he's like very devoted father, you know, like, I mean, very good in his profession, and extremely good brother. And this is like what happens when Aries kind of like develops. Unfortunately, some people never develop, and that goes for my fellow Aquarians. And if you check my X series, you will see every sign gets kind of like bitched on, right? So, fire, Aries, Aries, Aries. Oh, it's the end of something. Page of Cups is basically romance, growing romance. So they're kind of like reaching the end of phase or transforming to something else. Gosh, that's a disgusting picture. Look at this mayo with ants and flies. So Aries is like kind of like putting an end to something, or somebody's putting an end to something with Aries. Whatever it is, it could be a relationship, because the Page of Cups generally talks about something that was sort of young, that was starting to kind of like develop. You kind of go on a first date, second date, and then, you know, you just don't grow it further. You forget to call somebody one day, second day, I'm not going to worry about it. Some kind of things just get neglected, and just like they really, really go bad. This is something that I cannot read. Honestly, just too small. Just let me see. Under Magnifying glass. Just give me a second. That's kind of interesting. Okay, let's see if this is actually anything legible or not. It says another fine food. Okay, you know what? Whenever I see food of this kind of kind, I'm thinking about the narcissist. Because the narcissist, and this definitely can talk about it, and this is really can talk about what Lati you were telling about. Because narcissists see other people as food. They see I can just grab whatever I want to grab, and then I'm just leaving you all devastated, and etc, 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 right? So they see like the little details. And this is like for those of you who are here, who are in my school, for those of you, like, you'll be start paying attention, and these details not each and every time will come at you. It will come in different situations. So obviously zoom in for this, and this kind of gave me additional information, and that's where developing intuition is really important. So guys, for those of you who are not in my school, I'm actually doing it much differently. I'm not saying, well, this card means transformation, etc. That's easy to learn. But I'm actually really developing their intuition and developing their strength in how they actually comprehend, not only with cards, but with the world. So we are going to clarify this. Let's see, Aries, what is this? The food, gosh. You know, we have this rampant narcissism with the onset of social media. They're saying actually that majority of us on Facebook, was somebody married? If somebody was married, that's going to end. That's the end of marriage. You're getting the wedding card. Okay, so Aries, it's the end of one phase, and it's like literally facing stuff. This could actually mean that somebody is going to render that on you, kind of like, it's almost like that is not tower. Tower just happens in you. The death card is asking you to deal with this. So it's going to be dealing with maybe some relationship issues, maybe with somebody's self-indulgent behavior. You know, some people just lack introspection, and they don't see how their actions affect other people. We are all guilty of it, right? But and this is like pretty much what the combination says. So the next one is Leo. Who is making waffles? Who is making apples? Waffles. 8 of Wands. Leo. Oh, Leo. Oh my gosh, Leo. Oh my gosh, Leo. Leo, you are on fire. 8 of Wands. These are love arrows with 2 of Cups. Love is in the air. But then you have 5 of Swords, 3 of Wands, and Queen of Wands. That's you. That will be you. That will be you. And 5 of Swords. You want love, but you don't want somebody to kind of like tell you what kind of love you want. It looks like you'll be really, really kind of like figuring out who you really are. This is like really clear message. It almost looks like I have to figure out what fits, what doesn't fit, which kind of shoe fits, which glove fits. Queen of Wands. Like, you guys are sitting on your own throne and saying, you know what, I'm kind of like coming to my own. But then you have like these cards, like King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles to me always talks about that earth energy, but it also talks about somebody who's most likely to get married. So it could be about your husband. This could be about somebody who is married, right? But there are some kind of secrets about it. And here's this moon. Remember how I said the moon is going to affect the fixed signs. And then we have the Emperor. you guys are actually going to stabilize. You guys are going to find a control in the situation. I don't know, can you see this? I'm just realizing I kind of like have half of the screen. I'm just looking at the table. This is actually really good, Leo. You are really coming to your own. And if I combine everything with how much fire it has, because this kind of like was screaming Leo to me, you're coming to yourself. That means you were not yourself before. That probably means you were kind of like completely out of balance, feeling on down and out, maybe waiting for somebody to contact you, which will happen this period. And be very careful, because there is like something hidden in it, and it could be the contact in your dreams. So if you guys, or some information might be rendered in a psychic way to you. There is like this connection with Aries over here. It's kind of interesting, the Queen of Wands and the Emperor. There is like this, I'm staying strong. Look at her. She's like, he's like, oh, look at me, I have like all these cans and I brought all this food for us. And she goes, so what? So what? Now I have to serve you? Are you kidding me? I'm not doing it. It's like literally like that. And like, and this guy here is also waiting for being served, and she's like, forget about it, not doing it, absolutely not doing it. So you guys are really kind of like standing really strong into who you want to do. And like 3 and 4, I'm seeing this energy of like it will start slowly moving in a new direction for you. There is like a switch here. The moon is going to affect you quite a bit, and especially with something that has to do with this devil. But it's going to turn out okay with the Wheel of Fortune. And Saggies. With the cats, I found out there's spirit conversations with them. Get me a cat. Oh gosh, guys, I hope everybody kind of like can adopt a cat. And that would be Saggies. I think Saggies came out. I just said came out. So see, I think some of you Saggies are going to realize that maybe you are also attracted to the same sex, or that you're a little bit different. So this came out statement probably was not just a Freudian slip. So look at this. The Tower and the Page of Wands. Oh my gosh, you will be on such fire. Like Tower is fire, this is fire. So I'm from water to fire. So Sagittarians might be dealing with some water, some emotional kind of like issues. And this is kind of interesting because this is a Scorpio, and the Tower is a Scorpio and Aries as well. So like it's the energy of rebuilding inside and outside. But it could be that one person is going to render your life that you will freak out. Certain things are just like not going to be sustainable, just like this jelly, you know, vegetable jelly dress, right? It's going to simply just like melt down to disaster. I like the real radishes around, kind of like to spice it up. It's kind of like, and also I can see here almost like it's showing her throat chakra. It's going to be some really interesting communication. You guys are moving on in a new direction. All fire signs are really having this moving on kind of a thing, but something is absolutely collapsing. There is like going to be emotional upheaval for you for sure. Tower is not a great energy, but it's when people don't learn the death, which I was like telling in the, what was it, which sign it was, I don't even remember, then the Tower shows up, right? Because the Tower is 16 and death is 13, so that's that goes after that. It tells you, okay, so now you had to regenerate, you had to kind of balance things out, and then you have to learn what is bad for you. And if you don't learn, I'm going to make you learn it. So this is like when people tell you don't. It's like Matrix is saying, Safi, don't push it. And she just keeps pushing it and swipe, right? That's kind of like the energy that happens. So just let's check the Tower here for Saggies. Scholar, sweetheart, love, I told you, and gift. Be careful of Trojan gifts, but there is like also some kind of love gift. Scholar, I really don't. I'm clarifying Tower. I'm wondering, because this is definitely emotional upheaval. And like, I mean, I was thinking, because I wanted to connect with all the cards, and then I remembered that I'm only clarifying the Tower, which is I'm trying to find the source of this upset. And the upset is about, you know, almost like an educated opinion about being with somebody. This is a single woman, a love of single woman, and something that has been happening about that. And it's going to be seemingly maybe brought something from the past. I think the scholar is learning from the experiences and examples. Some examples from the past might resurface. You might read a book and things will just like pop up. You're going to hear somebody saying something. But it looks like it's going to clarify something. It's going to be a really discussion about what the heck you want, and really, do you love me, and where do we go from here? And that there is like this new young energy moving forward. So let me tell you, Aries will be dealing with some kind of turmoil. Leo pretty much is like trying to stand on their own feet, and they will do really well. Like, they will kind of like be really resilient toward anybody kind of like demanding their way or being served. I do see lots of narcissistic energy here too, because look at her. She is really all well dressed up, all put together, and these people are just demanding pretty much, just bring it to me, my paper, my pipe, my this, my this. And here I'm seeing, and this is because of Jupiter retrograde. And remember how I said, and this is also Scorpio, Sagittarius, you're not going to have a great time. Sorry, it's going to end well, but it's not going to be the greatest. Okay, see you, Lati. So did I miss anybody? Did I miss the water? Did I miss the water? Okay. Sister, I'll put yourself first one day and everybody complains. Yes, that is like really well put, Amy. Yeah, like you kind of say, you know what, I need rest, or you know what, I need to go and get my manicure and pedicure, and then everybody is just like putting their wish list on top of that, right? Now this is going to be not anymore. And the key here is like not only doing it, but the key is feeling okay about that, you know, not feeling that guilt, etc. That's kind of weird. To book water, full moons. I'm trying to catch up the conversation. I always, after the conversation, I just kind of like go and skim through your comments, and like it means a lot to me, guys. So did you like the video? I hope you did. Please click on like. I keep forgetting to say that, but that's why I have like my great helpers. So this will be intense because the moon is in a Scorpio. So we just saw fire. We just saw Sagittarians telling us what to expect. Plus the Sagittarian energy, and I hope if you're annotating this, that you can say also that people should check Sagittarius energy as well, to kind of like see that because of the Jupiter. So, water. I covered Libra. Water. Water. There we go. Let's see. Lady and Tarot, water. The Wheel of Fortune. Like, what is it? Like now, like 3 elements are getting Wheel of Fortune. Guys, this is a karma card. So this is telling me that this full moon, first of all, full moon is fruition. So expect today another video from me. I'll probably go into more details, but I have to write it down first because, you know, astrology is like really not my domain. So I have to kind of organize my pointers. So, but this is telling me right now, because we are the last kind of category, that we are moving in a new direction. So usually we move with a new moon, but like now we're actually moving with closing something, and that's the beginning of something. Some new upheaval will be happening. Water. What else? Water. Water. Well, that means karmic means also attracting people and circumstances that are teaching us lessons. And those lessons are really beneficial because each lesson takes you to the next level when you learn it. Water. Ace of Wands and Nine of Wands. So this is Sagittarian energy. And that's what we saw it in Sagittarius. So water is going to be affected with Jupiter. Big times. I'm surprised that this full moon is not okay. Water for this week. Anything else? Water is not coming out. Look at that. Water is not talking. Water is just saying it's a new phase. We are kind of like going in a new direction, like something new is starting, and it's like a fire. And this is also Jupiter, by the way, the Wheel of Fortune. I guess it's like no wonder this coming out. Water, you're not really going to have much troubles here, I have to say. Okay, anything else for water? Anything else coming out for water? Anything else wants to jump out? Because I can force it, but I'm usually trying to see what jumps. There you go. I was just about saying, you guys are really affected both with Jupiter and with the moon. So water, just like stay alert for my new video. It will be about this like full moon and Jupiter retrograde. It is about, again, definitely switching a new phase. Something from the past showing up. Somebody might from the past just simply try to see to kind of like curl in a bed next to you. It's going to be just like that. Just like this. Oh, Dion, it's like 2:15. That is so sweet. Maybe I have to change this term, guys. Like, would the evening term be better for you? Like, say, Saturday evening? Okay. Ooh, Queen of Swords and Five of Cups. So, oh my gosh, your energy, guys, is going to be interesting. Queen of Swords is like, be very careful not to overreact, though. Is this me? You know, the birds are nesting under the air conditioner, the window air conditioner here. So this is like a free television for the cats. And you can hear these birds that's literally just like a few feet away from me. So Queen of Swords always minimizes the stuff. Look at her cutting somebody's head off. This is kind of like, I'm so happy, off you go. So you see, this is why the Queen of Wands was sitting and saying, I am the queen. But this one is saying, I don't need anybody. Just like, you're bringing me roses, off you go. It's interestingly that you have this, because usually you're this gentle queen, all encompassing. But here it looks like there is like a breakup with someone. There is a breakup. In this deck, yeah, we have the third one just like slipping through it. Pulling your hair out. Oh my gosh, this is going to be interesting. Let me see. To clarify this. Do I have any water over here on the chat? Guys, cat lady, I like that. I love that. Let's vote who is on the chat. Like, I mean, would you prefer this time, or would you prefer, let's say, 8 p.m. like Eastern Standard Time, which will be 5 for the Eastern Coast, and I don't know what that will be, probably like 9-10 in Australia in the morning the next day. So probably that actually would suit better. Morning. The afternoon. Oh yeah, the afternoon would actually be completely escaped that way. Yeah, we should do. I should do the poll on my channel so we can actually get more information. But it looks like morning everybody likes. And you guys prefer Saturday or Sunday? Because I kind of prefer Saturday. Then we keep on going with our weekend. So, Queen of Swords. Why is this Queen of Swords here for water signs? What is this about Queen of Swords? Oh my gosh, guys, is anybody married here? Water, marriage, this is the end. It's And again, it's talking about like child is after the prison. Prison to me always talks about marriage, being chained. That is the codependency card over here. But this vase over here is saying, you know what? I mean, there is like something new that you need to turn around. Like here, usually this card shows about turn around, but not in this particular deck. This is simply saying, oh my gosh, everything is falling apart. It's kind of like maybe cutting somebody off and then freaking out over your own actions. So be very careful, water signs. It sounds to me, because you're affected both with this moon and with the Jupiter, don't make rash decisions. Queen of Swords generally doesn't make rash decisions, but when she does, it's final, or other people see it as final, because this is what I see over here. Especially for if you're divorcing and you have children, like there is like something to really attend to. So kind of like try to think of how this decision would affect the others. This also could mean that something is a no-go, that something with somebody is just not workable, and it just like cannot go in a new direction as well. So let's see the moon. The moon. Let's see the moon. Oh my gosh, we are getting like the haughtiness again. There's like this pride and being on guard. So you guys maybe want somebody to come back to you, and you're going to really kind of like feel weird. You're going to feel both happy and sad at the same time. And like all the psychic things, because you just generally like you can kind of like dip in your emotions so easily, will be coming out, but you're going to be on guard. And I think that's why the Queen of Swords shows up. It's kind of going to just lurk out. So very, very careful not to rush to any kind of like quick conclusions and judgment, because it can end up in tears. So let me see this Five of Cups. Five of Cups. Five of Cups. Oh my gosh, reunion and constancy. You are crying over something that maybe somebody's coming back, because Knight of Wands is like really reunion card. It's a Sagittarius energy. It's not necessarily fixed energy that it stays. It's kind of energy that just, hey babe, how are you? I missed you. And then like you're like already singing na 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 na, and then they're gone. And this is like what is saying, oh my freaking god, and I trusted you again. And then you're rebuilding yourself. Yeah, because this can actually talk about a second chances. So you know what, water, you might be having somebody coming back from the past, you cutting them off, and then feeling horrified, maybe either about the way you did it, or that this is like now feeling like really permanent. So super chat is not working. I don't even know how it works. Super chat, no super chats, I don't know. Don't worry about that. Just let's go with individual things over here. So which one is the first? It's Cancer. Let's look Cancer. Cancer. I know, Lala Cakes. It's weird. So I told you, when the Wheel of Fortune shows up, 2 signs are up and 2 signs are down. Did I not tell you even before the reading this is what's going to happen? I totally know, because karma balances everything out. And given that everybody's getting this Wheel of Fortune, it's really important. I think only air signs didn't get it, but that's why air signs got major shit from everything else. So that's kind of like how it works. So I really suggest that every single sign, actually look every single sign, because this is sort of going to be a collective where we are going to be picking up pieces of the other signs as well. So Cancer. Cancer for this period. Cancer for this period. 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, and King of Wands. Okay, Cancer is actually going to resolve this energy quite well. 10 of Pentacles and King of Wands is, it can be in this direction. Somebody comes back and you're still kind of like sitting on the old issues. You're still kind of like dealing with the old arguments. This doesn't have to necessarily mean coming back. It could mean that we still have this in our psyche. We are still kind of lingering and keeping that old closet of our psyche. But then you're realizing, you know what, let's check the other options. Let's see what else can make me happy, because this is a really important card. This is a card of happiness, where home is important, when love is important. And I think for you guys, it's going to be the happy ending. For you, it might be rough patch, but it is a happy ending. This is actually ending well for Cancer. So King of Wands is coming on strong, and he's managing to construct from the pieces that apparently maybe didn't look like they can be put together properly, but they have been placed together. So there is like that meeting of the minds happening here. So who is this? Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Oh man, I'm already feeling wave. Scorpio. 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 So it's Cancer, and it is Capricorn so far, that they are simply dominating the reading this week. So we have 8 of Pentacles and Page of Cups. Scorpio, paying attention to the details, and this is like really important. This is like all about this, and you're growing something. You are going in emotional, so I'm actually surprised you have nothing heavy. This is pretty good. So it looks like the message of the week is rather heavy, because it's going to be so much upheaval. It is saying, okay, you know what, I'm not adding to it. Like, you know, like look, they're like all minor arcanas over here, and I would not be surprised if like even get for Pisces the minor. But this, if you are looking for somebody new, and maybe you broke up with somebody, maybe you were hoping for somebody coming back, it's going to become evident that not only they're not coming back, but it's going to happen differently. It's not going to be, okay, I'm going to close this door, he's not coming back, so now I'm ready to open this new book. No, it's going to be just somebody who's going to appear. For those of you who are looking out, this also can talk about getting a new job, learning new skills. This is really, really good, because this is coming on the moon in Scorpio. So you actually will also resolve your own personal guard, which is going to be important. So Pisces, 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 Pisces. Okay. Pisces, there is somebody leaving here, guys. There is somebody leaving, and you, or somebody left, and you're trying to stabilize yourself. For you, it's going to find that stability. See, you are getting major arcana actually, which is the Emperor, and the Emperor represents Aries, which is right next to you, which is the sign after you, if you wish, because it's a cycle, it's the wheel. And I think this entry message is actually talking that you need to start moving forward. And maybe some of you got stuck with hopes because you're a highly emotional sign, and then this Emperor is saying, no, look, you have to pull yourself together, just kind of get a grip, pull yourself together, you can move on. But there was like this big expectation from somebody that will come through, possibly even propose and kind of like be that solution. But this guy or this woman didn't grow up entirely yet, and that's the problem. This could be an earth sign though as well, or Aries or fire sign. Let me just check that Emperor there for Pisces. Emperor for Pisces. Emperor for Pisces. Look at that, exactly the same message. Somebody left you, like she's crying, somebody's leaving, the rose is down, the message arrived, and somebody could have been married, right? Somebody could have, maybe the Emperor, I'm not, or somebody is just simply not allowing you to be part of that empire. So there is like this sadness, sights, Lord, and sorrow. Oh, I'm so sorry that I'm ending on this level. So let me just pull something for Pisces, just to hopefully give you some kind of like word of encouragement. Pisces, one card for Pisces, let's grab it. Fog. It's really, maybe we should stop. Okay, so you guys, literally, just as we said, you have to clear your own thing. Like the fog is, don't do much. The fog will eventually show the sun. It's going to clear. It's just, as somebody told me recently, just lay low and just like wait for things to pass, and this too shall pass. That's all there is, guys. So this is for today. Look at this. We have been longer, hour and a half. So wait, my excess pieces, spices, muffle, I like that word. I don't want to say it. Then reply back to my text. That's what's going to happen. He's already gone. Yeah, guys, please, hopefully you're going to like. Hopefully you're going to check the other videos, and please check your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon kind of like really affect you. And really, if you want to get your own reading, check me on cattarot.ca. And if you're interested in the school, next class is May 15th. And I am still kind of like the first class are the pioneering, and I'm getting lots of input and really in close contact. So they are really kind of like really setting the ground for, let's say, the next generation. So it's going to be total fun. So thank you, Dean, for a compliment. I really appreciate this. It is a time for me to finish now my cold mug of coffee, and I will probably post another video soon today, because it's a work day and I'm working both Saturday and Sunday this weekend, because on Monday it's going to be nice weather in Toronto, so I will actually use that time to be a day off. Love you, everybody. Thank you so much. I love your vibes, guys, because I'm extrovert. Like, this kind of like means so much because I spend so much time at home. So I literally feed from this energy. Thank you so much here for being with me. Thank you for being my subscribers. Also, guys, if you are my subscribers already, maybe take the next stage and go to sign up for my mailing list. So mailing list, you get special stuff, you get special coupons, and I'm even planning to do special readings just for the mailing list. And let's see you on Facebook. And I'm having a cat lady helping me with Instagram, so she is the boss there. So check the Instagram and please sign up, because you were telling me a week or 2 weeks ago that you like Instagram, so there it is. And yay, can we all give thumbs up for cat lady? And she's like really trying to push this, so I really appreciated help and everything. So thank you so much, everybody. And you're shy. Oh my god, what a lie. No, she is awesome. Cat lady is awesome. Okay, you know what, you Lala Cakes, you see this red bar on the bottom of the video? The red bar, you can click back, and this is now going to start uploading, and I'm going to post it publicly. But right now, while you are here, you can really go behind and check your signs. So what did we do? We did air first, then we did earth, then we did fire, and we did last water. So thank you, everybody, and thank you guys, everybody, for in cat tart. Yeah, cat tart. It will be cat tarot, but it's really lovely. That's okay, cat lady. It's nothing like the shame that I've experienced when I texted my boss with the voice control, where I got the phone call from my physician that somebody canceled their appointment and I could squeeze myself in. So I'm driving, so I don't want to really hold the phone, so I'm just like basically saying, oh, you know what, like, you know, I'm not coming to work tomorrow, I'll be working from home, because I wanted to say I have an appointment with the doctor at 6, right? But the voice translated into, I'm having sex with my daughter. So you could just imagine. I didn't even think about it because I was driving, I was not checking. So I got home, so this is like now delay about 40 minutes. It's like, oh my god, this guy's going to think I'm insane. Oh no, I don't even have my daughter, I'm so sorry, this is like horrible. And nothing, it's like complete nothing, right? Until a few basically hours later he goes, make sure that you show us some pictures. So I'm glad that I had a boss with a sense of humor, but it was me always laughing at these people making these crappy texts, and it happened to me. So that's all it is. So yeah, you can tell how happy camper I was, and how basically red in face I was for the rest of the year, basically around this guy. Thank you guys very much to everybody. Love you, everybody, and watch out for the full moon video coming up today. all the best to everybody. Thank you, Cat Lady. Thank you, everybody who's showing up. And I will put the vote on. I might keep this term and add a new term, which might be shorter, which might be kind of chit chat more or less, just to kind of like test other terms. But until the next time, I wish you all the best. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. See you next Saturday. Love ya.